Alright, the next film is a science fiction film called Splice, and this is one of the year's best films. It's from science fiction filmmaker Vincenzo Natali. That's how you say his name, I think. I just like to sing Italian names like that. And this is just such a beautifully crafted film because it's not like its usual, chase and, running this way when he should be going that way kind of fare. No, this reminds me of great sci-fi classics such as Alien. I would even go as far to compare it to the original Alien movies. Now, this genre is always hit or miss. I find that most sci-fi movies, you stick big name actors in a movie, they run around for a while, say cliche lines, and collect a paycheck. That's not the case here. Sure, this looks like it's high budget, but really, compared to most sci-fi films, it's not that high budget if you really think about it. Now, it's also a bit of a cautionary tale in a certain sense where, you can almost get like a playing. It's sort of like one of those things. You should never play God or whatever sort of things. Where it kind of reminds me of the style of David Cronenberg too, where it just seems as though it's that raw appeal that most sci-fi films should have. And that's the thing that's been lacking from the genre. I can't remember the last time I saw a great sci-fi film until now. Now, Splice kind of reminds you a bit of The Fly in a way. That 1986 film was, it was a metaphor of anxieties and inner feelings and that among the people involved. And what I really, really love about this film is that the actors really carry it very well. Oscar winner Adrien Brody is really good here. Probably his best role since that Oscar win in The Pianist. I know it's a completely different movie, trust me. But still, either way, he's really on par here. He's been in a lot of hit or miss movies since that Oscar win, but he's really just spot on here. And he's joined by also another Canadian, well, I know Brody's not Canadian, but either way, Canadian director, Canadian actress, Sarah Polley, who of course just recently was inducted in the Canadian Walk of Fame for her, dating back to her work on Road to Avonlea on CBC some 20-some-odd years ago. And she is just wonderful here. She really has that appeal as a sci-fi / horror actress who can really rise to the occasion, kind of the way like Sigourney Weaver did in the Alien film. Not as badass as that, but still she has that appeal where she can just survive in this type of environment, and you just know she's got that heart, that burning desire to really keep things going. Now, here in this movie here, they're a successful husband and wife research team. Now, they have their own, private division, because they're so good at what they do. Now, in this film, they are involved with a large, multinational pharmaceutical company, and they are famous for combining, numbers of animal DNA and impregnating an ovum to give birth to a fleshy, organic blobs with mouths, and it gets a little disgusting. But either way, it's the good kind of disgusting where you can really enjoy it and get into it. Now, of course, the whole thing has got to be turned into this big experiment, big money's involved. Now, I know this sounds cliche, but the way it's handled, it's not. You really think that these guys are trying to do this for the greater good, even though there's money involved. They're not the typical, we're standing our ground kind of guys, those villains that these movies have, the big corporation in the sci-fi films, which has become a cliche. They really make it work here. Now, I gotta say, they almost carry this movie completely by themselves. There's some good supporting work here, but it's Polley and Brody that just carry this completely all the way through. I cannot stress enough how, good actors in a sci-fi film is important. Now, all of a sudden, things just go wrong completely. The whole experiment just, of course, blows up. I can't tell you too much more without giving a lot of the plot away. I pretty much just told you the basic outline, and these creatures, I guess you could say, just really start to wreak havoc, and it's like a chain reaction. Everything just gets worse and worse and worse after, and you just wonder, how is it going to get any worse? And then it shows you how. You know it's going to get worse, but you don't know how exactly. Now, again, the sci-fi genre has been craving, looking, begging for a film like this, and it finally has it. So computer geeks everywhere, and even just casual moviegoers, rejoice, because Splice is just a fantastic piece of work that I was just blown away by. I was popped out of my seat almost literally. Yes, the screws and everything just boom out of there. So Splice, I give the perfect 5. See it now.